Hi there, everybody. It is me, Random Robin, and today I've decided to do something you've probably seen a billion times over, but I haven't done it yet, so now it's going to be cool to me. I'm going to do a Pokemon tier list, basically just how I feel about every Gen 1 Pokemon, and then I'm going to do future videos with future gens, so all the way up to the current, which is 9. So, like, this is all opinion-based, so it's like, which ones do you think are cooler? You can decide on your own terms. I just wanted to show off which ones I think are cool, and which ones are kind of meh. To be fair, I like all of them equally. So we're gonna do something like this, maybe. Best. Meh. Because, to be honest, I like all Pokemon equally, like I truly do, but for the sake of this, like, I'm gonna definitely pick some favorites. So yeah, I'd say let's just get into it. Anyway, hope everyone's doing good today, staying healthy and safe, and we'll start with Bulbasaur. So funny enough, no one ever really cares to pick Bulbasaur, but he is the best Pokemon to start with. He beats the first 2 gyms and he's resistant to the third. He gives you the biggest head start, and originally everyone thought he was a dinosaur, like he was supposed to be just a dinosaur, but it turns out he's been a frog the whole time. The first 3 starters are a frog, a lizard, and a turtle, like the most simple reptile, amphibian-like creatures. But they thought it was like more because they thought Bulbasaur was a dinosaur. But anyway, so for me, I like Bulbasaur, but he's gonna go like around. He's gonna go like A. He's not a best, but I definitely like him. Ivysaur, I don't really care about as much. Actually, you know what? Let's turn this one into meh. There we go. And then this is the forms. Like, everyone's gonna have like 1,000 forms. So for Venusaur, he has a Mega and a Gigantamax, so we'll just put those here. Venusaur himself is is what Bulbasaur turns into, like, at the end of it all, and I love it. Back in, like, Stadium, when he didn't attack, it looked like he would have red eyes, and it was cool to me. Just the rage of it. Like, he'd be just enraged so badly that his, like, blood vessels popped. That's how it felt to me. But, anyway, Charmander. I like Charmander. He's cute. Honestly, the middle stages are usually kind of just meh. Like, I don't care for Charmeleon. Charizard gets like 1,000 forms, and he'll probably get 1,000 more. Even now in Scarlet and Violet, he's like still coming back before the others. He is overrated beyond repair to me. Like, I can't see him anything like higher than A. Like, I just can't. He's been so used up. Like, the Megas and Gigantamax are badass, but I can't deal with how overrated Charizard's gotten. It's become a problem. He's become another Pikachu. Squirtle's absolutely adorable. I think he would be, especially if you have the OG Pokemon Green. Like, his Sprite in Green is like the best one. It's cute. Never really cared about Wartortle, Blastoise, Mega, and Gigantamax. I love his Gigantamax. He's just like a mobile fortress of doom. And normal Blastoise, I would say, is definitely. I'm not gonna like level them out like this for like style. I'm just gonna put them whichever tier I feel they belong in. I definitely love the Cannon Turtle, but like it's a cuteness thing for Squirtle. Never really cared about Caterpie, Metapod here gets some kind of bonus for having like that one episode where Ash and that one guy fought for like hours on end for Harden. Like, yeah, that's where that wins. Gigantamax, Butterfree. This was a nice thing to see Butterfree get, but it did nothing for Butterfree competitively. It's just like the weakest Gigantamax. And Butterfree itself has always been kind of like a meh. It's just a butterfly. Weedle, Kakuna. Mega Beedrill's dope. And Beedrill itself is like kind of cool. Pidgey, you'd think I'm the bird guy, so bird would win, but no. Pidgey, the whole Pidgeot line is honestly just kind of meh. It's the same bird with slightly more hair and colors added to the like tail feathers. Rattata. So in this case, this is where the forms will matter as much. Like Alolan forms or like Galarian will get their own category. They will be in the actual tier part, not just this little bonus area. Because like regular Rattata, yeah, but I do kind of like Rattata with a mustache more. And then regular Raticate is just an ugly rat. But then you got Faticate, and I kind of like Faticate. And like I said, I know it's not like, you know, this is all opinion. Like, you know, if you want to do this on your own time, you can. But I'm just showing you my thoughts. Again, kind of just a bird. Slightly more aggressive bird, but still just bird. I'm a huge fan of snakes and reptiles in general, so, like, bam. Fat Pikachu. Pikachu, the thing is, even though he is the mascot and he's probably the most overrated thing on the planet, it's the fact that his design is, like, so perfectly made to just win. So, yeah, he gets to be up top there. Alolan Raichu definitely up here. Regular Raichu, like around here. And by the way, just as a reminder, I'm only doing Gen 1 today because this list here has like all of them, but I'm gonna do only one generation at a time, so this video doesn't become like 3 hours long. For the Sandshrew line, I actually really adore. Nah, it's not best. That's gonna go like A for sure. Like I prefer Alolan to regular, and then same with Sandslash. I love that thing. Like it's kind of this. Like I prefer the Alolan variant to the OG. Nidoran, whatever. Nidorina, whatever. Nidoqueen, whatever. Meh. Like the Nido line is kind of meh to me. Like all the Nidorans, the Nidorinas. Nidoking, though, I've always dug Nidoking. Clefairy's kind of meh. It's just like a cute little fairy. It's whatever. Same with Clefable. I will give it props for being the original mascot for the manga, but it's like, eh. This is the same boat as Sandshrew, kind of. I prefer the Alolan variants to like the normal ones. Like, well, actually, here, no, Ninetales goes up here. This one goes through here. And the normal Ninetales is like better than like Vulpix for sure. Like I'd put Ninetales up here. Jigglypuff, it kind of has the anime going for it. Wigglytuff though is kind of meh. It's just slightly taller Jigglypuff. This thing here is a disease of the caves, and it deserves to not exist. Same with Golbat. I don't really care for either of the bats. Oddish, kind of a meh. Gloom, meh. Vileplume, meh. The thing is, people think Gen 1 is the best, but it's like, you gotta remember, this is like their first go at it, so like, some of their designs are kind of just meh. Paris, I actually kind of like, because it's like, oh, it's just a little bug with some mushrooms growing it, but then the mushrooms took over the bug, and now it's just a mushroom with a bug attached to it. It's such a dark story. Like, Venonat kind of just looks like a messed up Furby, and the Venomoth is like slightly better. I'd put Venomoth up here in comparison. I love the little hair on Alola, Diglett, and Dugtrio, and then regular Diglett is like just meh, and then same with Dugtrio. Well, actually, here let me round this out a little better. Yeah, like they're not as high up there as like some of these guys, but I definitely like them better. So Meowth and all his 1,000 forms. Alolan Meowth, I love the sassy cat. Like he definitely goes up here, and then I love like Viking Cat, but he's not as good as like Alolan Meowth. And then regular Meowth is probably around. He's also kind of sassy cat. Alolan Persian, I don't like that it's just normal from Garfield. Like it's just normal, and the normal Persian's just like a nice cat. Psyduck, Psyduck, to be honest, yeah, I like Psyduck. Anime's kind of got him a boost. Golduck, I like Golduck, but not like hella good. Like he's cool. I'm not gonna hate him for it, but I'm definitely not gonna like start a big thing for Golduck. Mankey, meh. Primeape, I just like that it's just so angry, like only death will save it. I'm like, there was a time where I was like that. Like, this thing was relatable to me. So he's gonna go up here. Growlithe, Doggo, for sure. Arcanine, better Doggo. The Poly line, actually I don't even know how much of this is being seen right now. How much of this is really shown? A problem is, as I add them to the tier, they like start to like show less. So I might have to fix this. But anyway. So the Poliwhirl line, like Poliwag, it's cute, but it's like whatever. And then, oh, hang on, I have to like scooch this thing down a bit. About there. Nope. Shit. I did not account for how big this list would get. Alright, hang on, I'm gonna fix this. Okay, I couldn't figure out a way to like make that look better, but that's okay. We're just gonna have to work with it. So anyway, the Poliwhirl line, like I like they're okay. I don't like, they're nothing to write home about. Poliwrath though, I kind of like bonded over with XDL Darkness, because I used him to defeat the final Coliseum, and plus I just like how he's so angry. Just like he looks okay here, but then all of a sudden he just got really pissed off on this one. Abra can, you know, eat a dick. Same with Kadabra, I don't really care about those. Mega Alakazam. I love Mega Alakazam, and the normal Alakazam is pretty cool. Like, I'll put him in A. Machop is like whatever, it's just a strong kid. Machoke is a slightly stronger dude. Giga Machamp. Normal Machamp's pretty cool. Like, the trade evolution Pokemon, like, all end up in a finally awesome mode. Bellsprout, eh. Weeping Bell, meh. I kind of liked Victory Bell. Not like a high amount. It was just an angrier Weeping Bell when you look at it. Tentacool, meh. Tentacruel is kind of like Weeping Bell. Like, it's better than the other thing, but it's like not up there. Okay, so the Geodude family, they all got new forms, not just like one or two out of the bunch. So Alolan Geodude, I actually like the eyebrows on them more. Like, he's kind of here. Normal Geodude can be down here. Graveler's kind of meh on both occasions. Like, I don't really care for either Graveler. And then, like, Golem. I love chest beard Golem. Like, if I can just move this up here. Like, honestly, up here for me. Like, I love chest beard Golem. And the normal Golem I also used to really like. He was cool. Bam. Galarian Ponyta, meh. I actually like the Flaming Horse better. Like, at least up here. Galarian Rapidash, same boat. Like, I get it, it's a unicorn, but honestly, this thing was a unicorn and it's on fire, so it's kind of cooler. Slowpoke, both Slowpokes are kind of like, meh, they're just derpy, but one of them's got like yellow on it. Galarian Slowbro, though, up here. It's Mega Man. How can you possibly, you know, compare? Normal Slowbro is pretty cool. I also like its lore. It's the fact that a Shelder decides to bite its tail. It's the one Pokemon that can also naturally de-evolve. If Shelder ever decides to let go of its tail, then it's no longer Slowbro. Which is funny. Magnemite, it's just a magnet. And the Magneton's just three of the same. Like, I never really cared for those. They were cool, but I'd never, like, write home about them, you know. Farfetch'd, normal Farfetch'd I've always liked. Like, I like his sassy eyebrows. And then Galarian is kind of the same boat. Like, it's the same look, you just more eyebrow and bigger stock. Doduo, he's kind of cute. He's got like a cute little bird head. Dodrio's kind of meh. Like, it's just one more head. Seal, it's cute, but it's like whatever. Dugong is slightly nicer looking. I will say all of the Grimer and Muck line kind of meh to me. If they can all go down here. It's just living sludge. I will say Alolan Muck can go a little higher just because of the rainbow. Or Muck go down here. Shelder, Cloyster. We all know, like, most people put Cloyster higher on their list. Hang on, I'm just gonna move these here now. So Ghastly's kind of cool, but it's like, yeah, it's a spooky face and a ball of gas, whatever. I actually like Haunter more than that. And then Gengar is the, like, epitome of what that line is. It's just badass in general. Onyx, I used to love Onyx. I actually prefer Steelix, but we're not doing Steelix on this list today. Steelix would be up here if I was doing more of them. Just giant, badass rock snake. Drowsy. I never really cared for Drowsy. Hypno, I'll be honest, has gained a soft spot in my heart for a particular reason. I'm not going to go into details right now, but if a certain someone watches this, they'll know why. Like, he's made it up here, even though he's like one of the most evil creatures on the planet. Krabby, never really cared about Krabby. G-Max. Kingler. Kingler himself, though, I have done some cool stuff with Kingler, like, in competitive battles. Like, I think, to be honest, for me, Kingler goes up here. I know he's just like a bigger crab, but it's like, whatever. Electrode. Oh, they don't have the, whatchamacallits? The Hisuian variants, do they? Yeah, let me... They should have all the way down to... Oh yeah, here they are. I didn't think about that. The Hisuian variants, we'll leave them down in Gen 8. Yeah, we'll take care of them down in Gen 8, because how many of them are Gen 1 reimaginations? Just these right here, right? Yeah, just them right there are Gen 1 reimaginations, so they can stay down there. They can stay with Hisui. Where were we at? Yeah, I just thought about that, and I was like, might be a to-do, but no, they can stay down there. But yeah, these two, meh, they're just Pokeballs. This one's just a pile of eggs. I never cared. Now, Exeggutor, though, I love Alolan Exeggutor up here. It's so tall that it can't even be seen when you fight with it. And the normal Exeggutor I've actually always liked, too. Like, he can go up here. It's just like, I've never understood why we went from a group of eggs to Palm Tree. But the Palm Tree is nice. Cubone, the problem is, Cubone would have been higher on the list at some point, but it's the fact that the whole dead mother thing is like, you can breed these things and they're born with its skull on the head. So at some point, it was no longer a dead mother. It was just the fact that it had that forever. Like, they ruined its lore by how Pokemon works. If they're going to give it that kind of lore, it should have been a legendary, to be honest. Like, an evolving legendary. Like, maybe there was a Marowak legendary at one point, and it had one baby, which was Cubone. So then, you know, bam, the Marowak died, and the Cubone baby put on the head. You know, that would have made more sense for its lore. But, like, because it's a common Pokemon, every single Cubone is an orphan, really? Like, I get it. It was the cool Gen 1 lore with the Fuji's tower and everything, but it's like it got undone. They undid the lore of it by just more games. Like, if it was a legendary, it still makes sense, but it doesn't anymore. So I will say Alolan Marowak is up here. Honestly, the Alolans are way up here. Like, they all deserve it. Even the normal ones, like, are still higher, but it's like, I'd rather see Galarian Slowbro than regular, and I'd rather see Alolan Ninetales than regular. Regular Marowak, it's still better than Cubone. I'd put it up here, maybe. But, like, yeah, Cubone just, its lore got so ruined. Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan are both, they're kind of in the same boat. One's all about kicking, one's all about punching. And to be honest, they've always been kind of meh to me. Like, I've never really been excited about either of them. Same with Lickitung. Coughing. Yeah, Coughing's kind of meh. Wheezing is a little cooler. Like, I'd put him up here. But then Galarian, like, he got the hats. He goes at least up to A with that. Rhyhorn, never really wrote too much about. Rhydon, though, I've always loved, like, the stone dinosaur thing that he is. So, like, he goes up here. Chansey, I've never really cared too much about. It's just like, yeah, whatever, it's Chansey. Same with Tangela. Tangela, kind of like whatever, nothing to write home about. Kangaskhan, I always liked Kangaskhan, but not like too much. Like, Kangaskhan was kind of cool. Horsey and Seadra. Horsey itself is cute, but I never really cared too much about Horsey. Seadra was a little cooler, and then when it becomes Kingdra, it's kind of like the Onyx thing. Like, Onyx is already kind of cool, but then it became even better. Goldeen and Seaking, never really cared about either. They're just fish. I honestly like Starmie and Staryu a good amount. Like, these are both, like, up here kind of Pokemon. Like, Starmie's just an improvement on Staryu. Mr. Mimes, I like the fact that he's a clown, but it's more of the, like, darker side of him that's more entertaining. And then Galarian, actually, this Galarian form kind of meh. Because he's no longer a mime, he's a tap dancer. Like, who cares? He's no longer Mr. Mime, he's Mr. Tap Dance. Scyther, way up here, like, honestly, yeah, no, down an A, but he says, again, same thing with, like, Steelix and stuff. It's just, they got better the next generation. Jinx, kind of a meh. I liked what happened to Jinx, kind of, because it's like, because of its original design, Pokemon had to, like, stop and fix it before they went too far. Electabuzz, ever since I heard its cry on the anime, it's up here. Just plus he's just like a big angry Thundercat. But like the cry, God, I'm tempted to play the cry on here. You can look it up yourself. Just look up an original Electabuzz cry, and like it's just so funny. It's so stupid and funny. Magmar, I also used to really like. I don't care as much about him these days, but he's definitely higher up in the totem pole here. Mega Pinsir, normal Pinsir is one of those that like was way up here for me. Like for Gen 1, definitely like up, but like, yeah, somewhere up here. Like, and then when Heracross came out, I thought he evolved into Heracross, but then it turned out he didn't. But Pinsir's still cool. Tauros, just a bull. Honestly, with the Paldean Tauros, it's the same goddamn thing. It's just a bull. They literally just palette swapped him to complete black and then said, hey, it's Tauros again. Magikarp. Yeah, the Paldean Tauros is a little cooler, but it's still not nearly as cool as like this Tauros. Like, it's really, honestly, normal Tauros is almost better. Also, Magikarp, obviously, you know, if you ever seen, I can't remember the guy who made the video, but it was like how Magikarp is actually badass. And ever since I saw that, I can never see Magikarp as anything other than some kind of god. Like, I'll have to like link that video or something. I don't know. It's funny though. Gyarados, 100% up top here with Magikarp. Yep. I love Gyarados. I used to have like a plushie of Gyarados, and it was like one of my favorites. I don't know what the hell happened to it, but it's so good. Gyarados is so good. Lapras is another one that's like up there. It's just a good looking Pokemon. Like, it goes at least A ring for me. Ditto's cool because it can turn into all of them. Eevee, I will say base form Eevee, like, is honestly all the evolutions can like just jump on up here. Vaporeon, Jolteon. My favorite evolution is in Gen 2, and my second favorite is Gen 4. But all the evolutions are like up here. They're in the good guys like ranking. Porygon was always cool to me, but like yeah, it's like a B, I guess, like middle ground. The fossils, I was all about dinosaurs back in the day, so these ones had like, yeah, they can go higher. Almastar. They kind of all are in the same boat, except for two of them, which is, hang on, Kabutops and Aerodactyl as like the best Gen 1 fossils. There we go. Yeah. Remember, this is all for Gen 1 only, and like of their regional forms. So everything after Gen 1 we're stopping at for today. Snorlax, I love Snorlax. I don't know. He's relatable. He can go up here. Now, Galarian Articuno, I love how like sinister this thing looks. It looks like a evil villain. The normal Articuno is just good to look at in general. I actually, whoopsie, what just happened? I think I accidentally hit back. Please tell me all of my work is, oh, thank God. Oops. Let me just make sure that's still on the right thing there. Okay, yeah, but now there's ads everywhere. Let me get rid of those. There you go. Okay, back to what I was saying. So, Galarian Zapdos, I love this thing. I love Galarian Zapdos. Normal Zapdos, I actually don't care as much about. Like, he's still really good. Like, he goes down here, but, like, Galarian Zapdos. Same with Moltres. Like, I love Galarian Moltres. This thing is so cool. And then, like, normal Moltres is cool, but not Galarian Moltres is cool, you know what I'm saying? You can go in A rank. As you can see, like, I don't really have, like, a bad. It's just, like, they're not ones that ever stuck out to me as strong as, like, others. Like, these ones hit home, you know, to me. Like, I'm sure a lot of people probably have Charizard up top here, or Blastoise. Actually, you know what? Let me put Blastoise up here, because I genuinely think I like Blastoise more. I like Armor. I like Turtle Cannon. But yeah, like, these are, like, Pokemon that, you know, that definitely stuck out. Like, the final evolutions, you know, or, like, they were just the big, cool-looking monster that really, you know, like Onix. Or there was something like that that just had something about them that really made them stick out more than, like, their normal variants. Like, normal Vulpix was, like, mad at me, but when I saw, like, a Alolan Vulpix, I was like, oh, that thing's adorable, you know? Dratini, I always thought, like, whatever about it. Dragonair is, like, good looking at least. Like, it came up, like, to here. And then, to be honest, Dragonite was, like, a big surprise, because I was like, oh, man, this thing's gonna be, like, way more pretty, but then it became Dragonite, which is funny. It's like, oh man, look, I'm a beautiful, slender, snake-like creature, and then it's all of a sudden, oh look, I'm Diabedo the Dragon. You know, like, and I think, I don't know if they've ever officially said anything about it, but I'm like 90% sure that Magikarp was meant to become Dragonite, and Dragonair was meant to become Gyarados. Like, if you look at the two, and then look at the color schemes, like, they definitely look like they swapped the final evolution at some point. Because Gyarados fits the bill with Dragonair a bit better. It's like a serpentine dragon-looking thing, and then Magikarp becomes a derpy dragon because it's supposed to be like the fish that became a dragon. So, you know, okay. And then the Mewtwo Megas. Let me move them. We're about done with Gen 1 for the day. I'll probably clear these out and then just work from Gen 2 next time, so they have their own fresh boat, you know. Anyway, Mewtwo. He's withstood the test of time, kind of like Pikachu. Just, yep, right up here. The apex Pokemon, the strongest life form, you know. I mean, other than God. But, you know, we'll get to that in a few generations. Yeah, even now, he's still, like, one of the best Pokemon. Like, still a good shiny, still a good powerful Pokemon. Like, you can run him different ways. Even if you go back to, like, if you go back to Gen 6 or 7, you have the Megas. Then Gen 8, you have, you know, Dynamax, which you can do some stuff with. Even now, Gen 9, Terrestrialization. If Mewtwo comes back, like, he's gonna wreck Terrestrialization. Because, like, the one things that could hurt Mewtwo, he can become immune to now, you know? So, he can destroy things again if he really wanted. And then Mew, same boat. Wish he was under the truck, but, you know, he's withstood the test of time. It's a simple design, but it's still super cute. And Mew itself, if it was legal for competitive, would be cool, and he can do cool stuff. But yeah, it's Mew. You can't put Mew any lower than Mewtwo. Like, that's Mewtwo's daddy. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that is all of Gen 1. That is from Bulbasaur all the way to Mew. All the first 151 in their alternative form. Actually, you know what? Hang on. Let me just too far. The Hisuian, Voltorb, and Electrode. I'll put them in this chunk too, because that is technically where they belong. So, to be honest, they're not much better than the Cantonian forms. I like the eyebrows on Voltorb more though. Just zip past all the way here. Grab Electrode. I like that Electrode looks angrier, but it just meh. It's not that much better. Like, if you look at them side by side, it's just angry Electrode with a slight hint of brown. At least Voltorb got, like, funnier, like, more pronounced eyebrows. That's the funny thing, they kind of swap personalities. Like, Voltorb got a little more cheery, and then Electrode became pissed off. They, like, actually swapped personalities. But there you go. Yeah, so the Hisuian variants. Wait, were there any more Gen 1 Hisuians? Yeah, there was Arcanine. Where was it? Let me just put this where it belongs. So yeah, I want any Gen 1 variants where they belong, like Arcanines, Arcanine and Growlithe. Those both became number ones to me. Like, where are they? Give me. I love Hisuian, Arcanine, and Growlithe. They're so cool. Now I'm gonna scan the rest because I'm pretty sure I've gotten all the variants. Yeah, these two I love these designs. I love them. They're so cool. But let me just scan around for any more Gen 1 stuff that might have not made it to Gen 1 here. I'm pretty sure I got them all this time, but you know, variants didn't really start until Gen 7, so I need to go down to like Alola. Yeah, Alola, here we go. Alola didn't give us that many, did it? Neither did Gen... Actually, yeah, I just thought about that. Gen 6 and 7 didn't give us that many new Pokemon. They just gave us variants of old ones. I might do those two together. Yeah, 7 and 6 didn't give us that much new stuff. They just gave us, like, redone old ones. 8 gave us a good chunk, so they'll have their own. But anyway. No, I'll do them each by each. Anyway, so that's it for Gen 1. So we have what I consider are the best designs of Gen 1, which I feel some people would agree with me on a lot of these. These are like the second best. They're good, and they've also got something about them to me. These ones are like kind of whatever. Like they're all right, but they're not like write home about. And then these ones are just like, yeah, they're there. Like they're okay. You know, like I'm not gonna tell people I caught them. Like if I was excited or anything, I'd be like, oh my god, I caught one. No, like now, like one of these, hell yeah. Like, bro, I got me an Alolan Ninetales. What's up? Down here, I'd be like, I got a Bellsprout, whatever. Who cares? And then these are just their forms, like all the Megas and Gigamax. So that's why they could just be down here. But well, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I plan on doing one for every current generation. So if you enjoyed this one, hit the like button. If you have contradictory opinions to mine, leave them in the comments. Tell me how much I'm an idiot because I didn't say like friggin' Oddish wasn't the best. And if you haven't subscribed already and would like to, that'd be super cool. And yeah, that's about it for today. So until next time, have a good one.